One of the things that this machine is capable of, even though it is a pretty simple machine, is you can sew buttons on with it. The first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to install this. This is a darning plate because the Sig & Simple can't lower the feed dogs. It doesn't have the capability to do that. So we're just going to pop the darning plate in place. I'm trying to line the little dots up. There you go, that's got it. I'm just going to see if that needle will clear that hole, make sure it's in the right spot. The foot that we're going to be using this time is this weird looking thing. This is the button foot. Again, it's typical of snap-on feet. It's got that little bar going across there, which is the bit that we need to put under the shank on the sewing machine. It goes this way round with the blue bits to the front. Once you've got it in the right place, it will just snap straight on. With our dials over here, what we need to do is set the stitch length to 0. And to start off with, we need to set this dial to the straight stitch, which is this one. Make sure that your needle is out of the machine before you start messing with your dials. We're going to start with the 2-hole button, and the first thing that we want to do is put it under the button foot. Before we do anything else, what we're going to need to make sure is that this needle clears the plastic of the button and actually goes through the holes in the button itself, because if you hit that button at speed, it's going to break a needle. So I'm going to use the hand wheel to just turn and see where that needle's going to end up. So what I'm going to do, using the straight stitch, I'm going to just do a few securing stitches. Now what we need to do is we need to change to the zigzag stitch. This dial here at the top of the sewing machine is the stitch width, and we're going to need to play with this a little bit so that we can get the right width for the 2 holes in the button. So I'm going to move that from the centre position. I'm going to try the 5 to see if that will clear these 2 holes down here. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on the needle, and I'll use the hand wheel to do this. Okay, that's too big. Using the 5 is going to mean that needle hits the plastic. We're going to go down to a 4. I'm going to have to wiggle the button a little bit to get it a little bit more central, and we'll try the number 4 now. And that looks like it's going to do it. I'm just going to do that a couple of times. Now when you're sewing on buttons, don't forget to go very slowly, just to be sure that you don't hit the plastic of that button with your needle. Now I'm going to take the needle out of the button for a moment. We're going to put it back onto a straight stitch, and then just a couple of stitches to secure. And once you've done that, you can take the button away from the sewing machine. And there's the 2-hole button sewn onto the fabric. We're going to try the same thing again, only this time we've got a 4-hole button. Now when you're working with a 4-hole button, always start with the bottom 2 holes. We're going to put the needle back on the centre position. The stitch length is 0, and we're going to use a straight stitch. The first thing to do is make sure that needle is going to go through the hole in the button. It's a little bit close to the side, so I'm just going to move it over just a little touch, and we're just going to try that again. looks to be okay. Okay, just a couple of securing stitches, and now we want to put the machine back onto zigzag. Move this width dial to 5 and see if we can find a width to clear those holes. Now 5 is still a little bit big, so we're going to push it back to 4. That looks like it's got it. Just do that a few times. Take the needle out of the fabric, lift your presser foot, and then move the button down to the next couple of holes. Make sure that we've got the button in the right place by using the hand wheel to see if it'll go through one of those holes, and it has, and 4 is clearing that hole as well. So let's see. And we'll just do that a couple of times, and then back onto a straight stitch for a securing stitch, and then remove the button from the sewing machine, and there's the 4-hole button attached to the fabric. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and why not check out these videos coming up on the screen now. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.